2 players, set collection, kind of a drafting, buying cards, mechanic, cute nature art. That's what Underleaf has in it, and that is what we look for in games. So why don't you stick around after break, and I'll show you briefly how it plays, and I'll tell you why I think you might want to back it. The setup for Underleaf is simple. You're going to take the deck, you're going to shuffle it up, put it in the center of the table. You're going to form a supply of pebbles. Each player is going to take 5 pebbles. You're going to grab the die and put it within reach of all players. You're then going to choose a start player either randomly, or each person can roll the die, compare highest goes first. You're then ready to begin. So the first player is going to take the die. They are going to roll it. They're going to look at what they got, and they're going to reveal that many cards to the leaf pile, in this instance, 1. But let's just pretend that they did a 4. So you are going to put out 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 3 main types of cards in the game. There's beetles, berries, and mushrooms, and then there's frogs. So after you add cards to the leaf pile, you are then going to choose to buy and or sell on your turn once each action. You can buy from the leaf pile, or if there's anything in the sell pile, you can buy from there. When you buy from the leaf pile, it is 1 pebble per card. You can only buy 1 type of card, but you can buy all of that type. So had I had 3 beetles, I could spend 3 pebbles and take all 3. I must take them all. I couldn't choose just to take 2. When you purchase a frog, you are going to assign a frog a type, and it becomes that type for the rest of the game. So in this example, I could spend 2 pebbles to buy the beetle and the frog, putting the frog with the beetle to signify that that frog is now a beetle for the rest of the game. I then also have the option to sell. You can sell a pair of cards, either 2 of the same type, or 1 in a frog, or 2 frogs for 5 pebbles. So had I bought these there, I could sell them and then grab 5 pebbles, leaving the frog with the beetle. After you have done your buying and or selling, or don't want to do either, it goes to the next player's turn. They are going to roll the die again. They got a 2. So an event comes up, and then another beetle. So when an event comes up, you set it off to the side, and you resolve it after all cards have been revealed. In this instance, it's an earthworm. You're going to read the text, making sure everyone knows, and then abide by it if it needs to be bidden by. So now on this player's turn, now there is stuff in the sell pile. So they can either buy from the leaf pile at 1 pebble per, so they only have 1 of each, or this can be bought by itself, again for 1 pebble, or they can buy from the sell pile. If you buy from the sell pile, it is 2 pebbles per card, but you can buy any types of cards. It doesn't all have to be the same. So for an example, if this was the sell pile, then I could spend 4 pebbles and take these 2 cards into my supply if I had wanted to. You and your opponent are going to be going back and forth doing this until this deck runs out. When that deck runs out, you finish that current turn. Then each person takes 1 more turn with only the option of buying. You then move on to endgame scoring. For endgame scoring, each player is going to compare how many of each type they have, and whichever one they have the most of, they're going to score 1 point per card of that type. So we compare our berries. This player has 2, this player has 4, so they're going to get 4 points for their berries. You're going to compare the mushrooms. Each player has 3, so they're both going to score for those because they're tied. Move on to the beetles. 4, 3, so this player is going to score for their beetles. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to look for matching pairs, and you are going to get 3 points per matching pair. A matching pair is of the same type, so elderberry and elderberry, but not the blackberry and raspberry because those are different forms, so that would be 3 points for there. You are also going to get 5 points for a pair of frogs. When you are making your matching pairs, you're not allowed to use frogs to make matching pairs. So for instance, this person could not use the frog to match with the jeweled beetle. They would just not have a match for that. And then they have a matching morel pair. So they would be getting 3 points for this and 3 points for this. This player has the pair of frogs, which would be 5 points. They would look. They have 2 Hercules beetles, which would be another 3 points. And they have no matching pairs of their mushrooms. They're going to total that up, and then if they have any event cards that give them points, such as this Lucky Clover, gives 3 points at the end of the game, they will add that in as well, and whoever has the most points wins. So that is the basics of Underleaf. Let's go ahead and get to my thoughts. So there's Underleaf. Some really cool things with this one. The whole rolling the die to add the leaf cards to the pile kind of adds that cool, crazy randomness element to it, to where, sometimes you might get 1, sometimes you might get 4. You never know. The event cards that have been placed in there, really cool. There's the earthworm that can switch up how you're scoring. There's the one that changes the cell pile and the leaf pile. So that one's pretty cool, because especially if maybe that cell pile got a little bit big, now it's over here, and then that's going to benefit you because now you can buy all those cards back cheaply and then sell them expensive again. You have like the sliding puzzle almost of, grabbing the cards, then selling them to make sure you have pebbles to be able to buy other cards, but making sure you have those matching pairs by the end of the game by cycling them through the different piles and making sure that you have what you need. Obviously, there is a luck element to this one as well, with the rolling of the dice and what's going to come up and what's going to be by. But with the quickness of the playtime, that doesn't bother me as much, because you're not going to be spending this huge long game involving a plan to then have that plan get messed up by simply the roll of a die. You're going to be constantly kind of maneuvering what you're doing in this game throughout, but the end's going to come quick because that deck's going to run out. And then if it didn't work that time, it's easy to set up, play again, fast, quick, portable, all of that fun stuff. And again, as I just said, portable. This is one that easily seems like it could just be taken around, because your piles won't be getting that huge, because you're not going to have a ton of cards in the game, and you're going to be able to make your nice little piles and then kind of manipulate it there. The artwork, while a prototype form and just sketches, it does look really nice. The box cover itself has really good use of the color and just implementing the theme, and just has an art style that really speaks to us. In addition to that sliding puzzle and those whole plans, there is that tense decision of, I need the pebbles. What do I sell? And when do I sell it? Do I sell it here because I notice my opponent doesn't have a lot of pebbles, so they're not going to be able to take those cards I might need that I'm selling just to get pebbles to do stuff? Or do I just, forego that, sell those, and then hope something better comes up? And then in addition to all that, hoping something better comes up, the whole fact that in order to score points, you need to have more of one type than your opponent, which means a lot of times there is going to be that almost tug of war of keeping an eye on what they have, what you have, and maybe at some point you're going to be like, I don't care about these 2 things. I'm going to focus on trying to get all of the berries or all of the mushrooms. That way I'm scoring more points for those cards, even more so than my opponent combined with their other ones. So really just trying to dictate how you want to build your tableau. It's another kind of cool little decision element that's baked into this small 2-player game. So that's why overall, the reasons why you might want to back this will be, quick playing, portable, 2-player only, interesting decision space wrapped in that small package. All right, so if you are interested in checking out Underleaf, there will be a link to the campaign down below. And near that campaign will be various things you can do to help this channel, such as hitting like, subscribe, share, comment, ring the bell. Let me know what in this campaign speaks to you. Other ways to help support the channel is you can join our Patreon, hit up our Ko-fi, or join the channel itself with the join button. That gives you exclusive access to our videos early, and also certain videos that we release only to our members. Alrighty, so check out that campaign.